Yeah.
We can go ahead and start it and verbally abuse the two that aren't here.
On record.
Started to cancel it. I think we should start it to cancel it if we have to.
Yeah.
But we get a few more minutes under the belt.
You smell better than I do, cause I have my head stuck in it, nice. It smelled good.
Strong.
I'll check tomorrow, see if that.
Yep, you're on, you're on.
Do you want me to start it as the only member? Is that how you'd like
I
us to
think
proceed?
if we're,
Mhm. Well, I'll go ahead and call this meeting to order. District 1 is the only one represented. District 2 and 3 are not represented at the meeting, so we cannot vote on anything this evening. If the applicant is okay, if you'd like to wait till, say, quarter of, we can get a hold of Candace, we might be able to pull it off online. Are you guys willing to give it a few more minutes?
Yeah, we
If we
might,
can,
get it taken care of.
all right, yeah. We just have,
Yeah, we've been filling this for a couple of months, 15, 20 minutes ain't gonna make a big deal.
Mhm. But it's unfortunate, we hate to, cancel it for another 30 days, it's not fair to you guys.
Yeah, I don't know how your proceedings go, or being this is being recorded. That you could hear, we could hear your side of it, you could hear our side of it, and you could vote on it, one of the three of you get together or whatever.
unfortunately, they're not even allowed to discuss it without all members.
Yeah, I've got two numbers for Candace.
We'll try a different one.
I don't know which one he's calling. I got a cell and a home.
Try this out. Reed might be a phone.
He's sitting outside now trying to get on somewhere. Do you have those usually discussed, the routine agenda? Or you just have these meetings for situations like what we have?
Are you calling one of those two numbers for Candace?
Tonight, there's nothing else on the agenda or any other discussion.
Yeah.
The speaker doesn't work. Turn on the speaker. Do that.
We're here.
Yeah, I'll go to her voicemail. I left that voicemail.
Okay.
I'll text her cell phone. I sent them both the links and
So they're trying to get to a computer at this point.
Kim said she would, so she may be able to join on here soon. But I haven't got through.
I sent you the link too.
All right. I think I got the link here.
I found out a lot more about this piece of property than what I knew about. And we've owned it for what? 5, 6 years?
Yeah, if it involves the property, I'd wanna hold on to it.
Yeah, don't talk about.
Well, it didn't really have to do with the property we have, it had to do with all these houses down below here.
And again, that'll be part of your main thing that you can discuss it when it comes time.
Yeah. Okay, silence.
We called the meeting to order. Do you want to do those 3 and then adjourn after? We can start that at 1:15 and
Yeah,
so, and
sure. There are, public comments, I don't suppose. So,
Alright.
But
but just it'll eat up about 1.5 minutes after 1:15.
okay,
If we wait till 1:15, then we'll
Okay.
continue this.
we did put the right date. This.
Is this a fourth Thursday?
Could we do a special meeting?
I suppose if everybody can agree upon a scheduled date, right?
Yeah,
Well,
but easy. After 2 weeks to talk.
yeah, do we have to notice it?
I would probably say
Yes.
yes.
I'm not sure. I think that you can,
I think we have to repost the agenda, I don't know. if we wanna
table
post
it or repost it, like anybody that would have been notified, would have been, that wanted to participate is could have been here, so we can like make that. Just reschedule it here, and I think that that
I
satisfies.
agree.
I don't think you have to go through the whole public notice
But
cycle.
it's the same way for tabling with the BOCC.
Mhm.
Well, is that what we should do, is table it or?
Yeah, I
Take
think
it
we
under
should table it.
consideration.
The problem is how we schedule it, we don't know the other two's availability.
Can you tentatively schedule it? We
Yeah,
could do a special meeting.
yeah, we could try to do that.
Well, the two, we work for ourselves, we're available anytime.
Yeah, and we're talking about the other two board of adjustment.
Yeah, it's like, I'm just kinda thinking. They're supposed to be here for a meeting, like, where are they?
Yeah, they're not, they're not here. But I've contacted both of them. We're trying to get them to participate online, and then we can satisfy the requirement.
Yeah, okay. Did you ever get the one to answer your?
I got one to answer and the other one I
No.
did not get to answer. So I left her a voicemail, I sent her a text and then shot her an email.
Hopefully she'll look at her phone, yeah.
2 weeks would be, June 12th.
Or could even do like next Thursday if it's possible. I mean, that's what Kim thought it was gonna be next Thursday. But maybe Candace thought the same or something. I don't know. It's supposed to be.
Usually I'm on the fourth Thursday.
Yeah,
So this is an early fourth Thursday, so
right.
Thursday would have been the first day of the month.
First was, yeah, it was. So it's a tricky month.
Yeah,
I don't know, didn't fool me.
didn't fool you.
I'm just trying to get her.
Yeah, yeah.
coming up with something like, tricky monkey.
Yeah,
But,
yeah, we'll go with that, yeah.
okay, so Ken's here. Yeah, I don't know. I can't get through the canvas.
I am a 1,000 pardons. I thought it was next week.
Yeah, Kim, we're still trying to get a hold of Candace, so it may not even happen now. But thank you for making the effort. Hi, Candace, this is Sean of the Delta County Planning. I'm sure you're not aware of it, but we have a board of adjustment meeting tonight. And are you at an appointment, so you're not a computer, you could join?
Good sign. I mean,
Do,
she could be here on the
do
phone.
any of y'all build anything?
Bill?
Bill,
Build, like,
I'm a general contractor.
You can, I sent
and
you.
you're here in Delta County?
Yep.
Stan,
To do that.
I don't know what you call me. Okay, I used to be a coal miner. I started flipping houses.
Yeah.
18 years ago. It's somewhat extremely difficult
Just
to do stuff depending on where you're trying to do it.
very simple in a way.
Like, for instance, a house in Paonia, I'll give $20,000 more for a house that's not in Paonia, but right by it, than I will that's in Paonia.
Mm-hmm,
Do you know why?
mm-hmm.
Let me explain.
We have clients that, you know, they buy a beautiful home.
Sure, you bet.
In the incorporated
No, it's all right.
areas of Delta County, and within 2 years, they're looking to move to the county because of something they don't like in the incorporated areas.
She can join in Zoom in 5 minutes here.
Okay.
And Delta County is way easier than Young. And Pitkin.
Hmm.
It's just, it's, the country and the area and the state, there's a housing shortage nationwide. And at the time you get all your permits and permissions and electrical and plumbing, and so, if you do something that you gotta have plumbing work looked at. I don't know when they come to, I think it's Mondays, Wednesdays and Fridays they come to Delta. Up in North Fork, it's Tuesdays and Fridays. So if you're scheduled or Tuesdays and Thursdays, you're scheduled for a Thursday. And they can't get to you, then you're the next Tuesday. And then if
Mhm.
they find something, then you're the next Thursday again, and you're,
If you get it fixed in time, yeah.
yeah,
Yep.
it's not easy, it's.
Good job.
I just checked into building a home in Broken Bow, Nebraska. My son just moved up there.
Yeah.
And it's exactly like Delta County as far as building codes. It's state electrical, state plumbing. Their planning commission and their version of the Board of Adjustment. It's really kind of neat because it meets as needed. It's not a once a month deal.
So you have to wait next month.
Well, it's just if something comes up, then the board would meet. It's not like they have a scheduled meeting like we do the fourth Thursday.
What's he gonna do in Nebraska? Curious.
He's working at Adams Land and Cattle, one of their feedlots.
Yeah,
So he took all his horses up there and he's
big
riding
grant.
horses every day.
Yeah.
There's actually, there's 85,000 head in this one feedlot.
Ooh,
So there's
85,000 in one
in
feedlot.
one feedlot.
Hopefully he's not downwind of that.
Now he's right through the middle of it every day.
It's all right. Yeah,
That's what he wants to do is ride a horse every day. So,
that lets him do that, yeah.
and he's learning a lot. once Candace comes online, do you want me to tell her what we've done so far, or do you wanna? We just called the meeting to order, so we're rolling.
Yes.
It's like standing in an elevator.
Without any function either.
Except you don't look at each other, you just don't.
Mhm.
Just stay quiet, awkwardly. You know, it was like. No. We're just gonna have two recordings.
So are you gonna go build him a house in Nebraska?
We may, if he stays there long enough. We'll see. We'd like him to move a little closer to home.
Yeah. That's a long way to go visit.
Yeah.
I got some horses I'm selling.
Yeah,
Give him.
Yeah, she gives them. Yeah, I could probably give them to him. I won't have to feed them or
I'll make them for you.
chew them more.
Oh, really?
yeah, it comes with a golden doodle puppy, so,
No,
yeah.
I don't know with it.
We have two, if you're interested.
You're selling them? Are they old?
They're 16, 17, 18. I don't know how old they are.
16, 17. You have two?
I thought Festus was younger.
He is a year and a half.
There's two.
James says looking at their teeth.
My boy is needing a horse, his horse. is not
Beth?
well.
Festus and Ethel,
Beth is
Those are good names.
aren't they?
pretty reasonable. He's tall. It's hard for me to get on.
Yeah.
He's not as bad. He's skittish about everything. Like if you riding down the road, there's water running under the road, he stop. I had to get off and lead him over.
That's how my,
A floor runs in front of him. You know,
And see, my son that I ride him says he's not like that with him, which is weird.
but he didn't ride him the first couple of years we had him.
It may be that I've always heard horse that sense. Like
yeah,
the comfortability of a person riding
they
them.
do, yeah. My son's horse is very aware of his surroundings too. He's like that. He's gotta look where his friends are, but he can't do
Yeah.
anything other than walk.
Ethel, if you're gonna get on her, you need to make sure you're clear of your leg over the saddle. Because if you have to kick to get on her, kick her in the haunches, that means go.
Yeah.
And
Be
then
careful.
you gotta catch her again and get her, lead her up to something, after she throws you.
So probably not a good kid horse is what you're saying.
That would be Ethel.
Yeah.
We put the grandkids when they were 2 years old, and Beth would just leave them run.
He just did his thing. That's good. Yep. We just drove all the way to Oklahoma to get a horse for my daughter.
Oh.
Because
Wow,
horses are hard to find.
yeah,
Good ones.
yeah.
She's the Delta County royalty princess this year.
Oh,
So she needed something that went fast.
yeah.
And in her people are selling horses like they're selling houses.
Expensive.
Oh, crazy expensive.
Wait till about October when they have to feed them $15 bills.
You're not wrong. We got 4, 3 of them are out of commission, 1 is good.
Well, you're welcome to come check these out, if it's something that interests you.
Yeah. We might have to
We're
do,
supposed to get quite a bit of rain in June and July according to Palmer's Almanac, but if we don't, I mean, there's not even.
yeah. We call our 3 their pasture pets.
Big dog,
Hay burners.
big dog.
The other one, she's getting to be a pasture pet, but she has to go out and do royalty things. He hates them. Callie has to put a pencil in her hair.
But if you wanna go for a look at these, you got a map in front of you where they're at.
That's right, I know exactly where to go.
No,
She's
Kim-
off now.
Kim dropped, I just texted her, she's like, I was like, you gonna be able to get back on or what? She's like, yes. I don't know, I can't do that.
Do you know when you called it?
Well, they have access to this documents that we have.
Yes.
They have it with them.
Yeah.
Yep. We get it on an email.
We apologize, this is not how we usually conduct business.
Yeah, I was thinking, oh, it's gonna go fast, I better hustle and get there.
We would have been done by.
Mm,
I waited a lot longer than this for one inspector to show up. It's 2 weeks longer. And you know what you do? You don't dare complain when they show up, because then you wait longer than next time.
Right.
Well, thank you, can I have another?
And especially when they ask, are you an electrician? Last 3 weeks I have been.
oh,
Are you a plumber?
I don't know if
I
I
have been
got
last couple.
Right. I'm getting there.
I can do it all, I just,
Might not be up to.
I'm not certified. I'm not
That's right.
gonna work somebody's apprentice for 3 years to get certified.
What would you folks like to do if there is gonna be an issue? Would you like to just call it at 6 o'clock if they don't get back on? I don't,
Done some Zoom stuff recently. And
well,
I figured out the right process numbers.
well, we appreciate your patience.
You had the one lady on, right? And did you lose her?
Well, no, you've looked through this, you know, I don't know what your thoughts is on this.
Well, this is when we would discuss it
Yeah.
and get all the facts.
Everybody's here.
You
If
guys,
everyone's present, that's when
Yeah.
we start actually going into the property and the project.
yeah, we have to be very careful about what we talk about inside of the meeting. This is where we do everything.
I'm a coal miner. You didn't go through all the procedures. I was in charge of keeping stuff fixed and running and you know, you didn't ask permission, you just went and fixed stuff and.
What are you doing?
So then we have.
Maybe pause or just pause. It does not look that way.
I thought it
Yeah,
was the
we
pause
could.
There might be a mute button, but if you go to mute, you have to say we are going to mute until we have the other people present. So you have to make an audible record of it.
Speaking of this permit process, have you seen where they had all those big fires in California last year? Have you seen how many permits they've issued to people to rebuild so far?
Oh, I bet it, no.
None.
Not
14.
really?
California,
14.
We're supposed to give some relief to the time frame too on a lot of that.
that was part of it's supposed to be emergency powers
Yeah.
to expedite.
And
more.
Trump went out there and talked to, I can't remember his name, Newsom, and he said, we will expedite this. Well, you're not talking about poor people, you're talking about people with money. A
Mhm.
lot of times not.
Joining by phone though.
Oh,
Then she needs.
who is
The only reason they're not moving forward is because of.
Kim?
Yeah, you got a lot of people want to start to work.
100.
Well, it's great to be the head guy, huh?
You have any luck?
One, I've given a passcode to join by phone, and the other one is radio silent, so I think we're just gonna have to make a decision here pretty soon. I've tried to, I talked to her and she said she would in 5 minutes be able to get on it.
Look, I don't care if we wait till, I don't go to bed till about midnight. I'll go buy pizza or something, but
Kim,
That's Kim?
like, I don't know, I'm asking.
Who just joined on Zoom?
where these two ladies live at?
One's in. Hotchkiss.
I guess the one in Cedar.
Who just joined by phone?
Hey guys, it's Candace.
All right, hey Candace.
Hey, I apologize. I never even saw anything regarding a meeting this month. Can you see or hear me?
Yep,
Yeah.
yep.
We can hear you
Looking Kim's
and
Okay.
see.
Well,
Now
now we got
Kim's here.
Okay,
All right.
okay. I did.
Is Kim on? Kim is on too?
She just
Yep.
got on.
She's on.
All right, before we lose either one of you, just to bring you up to speed, we started the meeting. And
Okay.
we can hand it over to Candace and kind of get through it before anybody gets disconnected again. All we did was call it to order, so
Okay.
if you would like to take the reins and run with it, fine. If not, if you don't have paperwork in front of you, other than your phone, we can do something else.
No, and don't tell anyone when I'm driving. I apologize.
You're frozen, Candace.
Kim, can you hear us all right?
All right. I don't think this is gonna work.
Well, did we lose Kim again too?
We lost her on this, but.
I'm still here.
Okay, so we got.
Okay, we got Kim now. And this goes up, so.
She doesn't seem like she's included, so. She's driving, so that's really like, if she could pull over somewhere, and just like, take care of it.
Mhm.
Yeah, it's not gonna like you driving. Stop where you have good service.
And she's back. Okay, she's back. You're
You're
muted,
muted,
Candace.
Candace.
Okay, sorry guys. I do apologize. Can you hear me and see me?
Yes, for now.
Okay, I'm going to pull over here in just a second and because I know I'm at a good spot. So let me pull over here. Have a meeting with you guys. Okay, do we have all board members on? Can Kim hear us okay and whatnot?
Oh, yeah, I'm good.
Okay, very good. Well, I apologize. I did not get any email regarding this. So I understand that the meeting has been called to order. Thank you, Mike. Can someone keep me up to speed? I know I got a little bit of information earlier, but what's going on and can we run through it really quick?
Yeah, we got a presentation set up to go through.
Okay.
Yeah.
Minutes first.
Okay.
And I do
Right.
apologize to the person seeking a variance. I apologize.
Following the agenda, next on the agenda is the minutes.
Okay,
Moving minutes.
For February 27th, 2025.
I don't recall any changes needed. Kim, Mike,
No,
Well, I was good with it.
I would make a motion, we accept the minutes as presented.
I'd second it.
a motion has been made and seconded. Any objections?
No.
Okay. Motion has passed.
Okay, following this, we just have one scheduled item. It's project 250-22, Fire Mountain Properties LLC. We'll set up a presentation here and go through the request.
Okay.
Right,
Yep, I can see it.
great.
Okay, can everyone hear and everyone can see what we're talking about pretty much?
I can.
All right. My name is Everett Neal, I'm the Delta County Code Compliance Officer. Good evening, members of the board. We're here to talk about a project number 25-022 Fire Mountain Properties LLC. This is for the consideration of a variance to reduce the required lot size from 1 acre in the Res 1 zoning district. Basically, there's a request to have one lot start as a minor plat. The minor plat application was brought to us, and after reviewing it, it was determined that it would need to go through a variance. The project description was originally to do the minor plat in a 3.74 acre parcel. And they wanted to subdivide it, and the problem is one of the acres was gonna be 0.70 acres, which is under the 1 acre requirement. So the applications for parcel 3243011000005, it is a total of 3.740 acres. It is currently zoned as Res 1. As I spoke before, the idea was for a minor plat. The first lot that was to be made the smaller plat, smaller lot, was 0.070 plus or minus acres. The second lot would be 3.04 acres, and that's plus or minus. Obviously, this is a guesstimate without a plat. There are 2 existing residences on this plat, or on this property. First one has an address of 14926 Bethlehem Road. The second has an address of 761 Stall Road. Both properties have existing Pitkin Mesa Pipeline Company taps. Count number 165A for Bethlehem Road and 165B for Stall Road. The project property is located just west of Paonia. It is in between Bethlehem Road and Highway 133 and adjoined by Stall Road. If you can see it, there is a site plan of a proposed subdivision. I don't know if everyone has the vision of it, the one that's in a
Yep.
fuchsia color, is that what we're gonna call it? Yes, we'll run with the fuchsia one. That is lot one. That is one that's going to be approximately 0.70 acres. Lot two would be the remaining parcel. That would end up in approximately 3.04 acres. Both properties have an access and address as indicated on the map that we're showing you. Slide. As you can see, it's zoned Res 1. And all the adjoining properties are Res 1. Criteria, it's to check for consistency with the land use code, residential 1 standards. This is also in your staff report. One of the other goals for the master plan, of course, is to minimize disturbance to irrigated ag and wildlife habitat. Also findings to determine unique conditions, practical difficulties, exceptional shape, topography, hardship, and public detriment. As such, the staff recommends consider required variance findings as they apply to the project for 25.022 Fire Mountain Properties LLC. Provide direction to either approve, conditionally approve, or deny a variance for the minimum lot size of 1 acre to reduce it to 0.70 plus or minus acre per lot 1. If it is approved, we would like to see the director to prepare a resolution to reflect the 4-way direction, including evidence relative to the required findings and conditions if applicable. I would like to make a note, the property that is requesting this subdivision, 3 sides of the subject property are surrounded by Res 1, the properties that have been zoned as Res 1. The acreages range from 0.19 acres to 0.82 acres. The other side of the property has 2 property zones A5, which are 0.82 acres, and the other is 0.74 acres. I would like to note that there was no input from Paonia. We have no public comment. And I would also make note that there is a pre-HUD mobile home on the projected lot 2.
Okay,
And
so interrupt. Can you tell me of the proposal, the subdivision? What is the applicant wanting to do? Keep the residence as a rental family?
At this point in time, all they've been advised of is that they were seeking a minor plat for a 2-lot subdivision. And the applicants are here to explain their special conditions for the requirements of the variance.
Okay. And there's no input from public, or from what I understand, from public or the town of Paonia, city of
That is
Paonia.
correct. The
Appropriate postings were applied to the property and all of that.
if you look at your packet, we have indications of when the posting was set up. You'll find in your packet that there are pictures of the images of the posting of the property to satisfy any posting requirements.
Okay,
And with that, that will conclude my presentation, and any questions about purpose and intent with the property. The applicants are here, and they can be addressed at that time. I'm sorry, there is one other note I need to make that's clerical. In the staff report on page 3, the top paragraph, I wrote in that this process was to be a limited use for an additional residence, which is why you might have some confusion. That was my typo. If this variance is approved, it would move on to a minor plat process. And now I'm done.
any comments from any other staff or the board members?
Not at this time for me. I think we could let the applicant make their presentation, and if we have any questions after that.
If they would
That's
love,
on.
if they would like to speak, that would be great.
Okay,
Let's move the mic to you here. Well, let's get the mic to you so everyone can hear you.
Please state your name and Address.
Introduce yourself with your name and address.
Hello, I am Dinah Wiggins. My address is 40251 Cedar Lane in Paonia. I've lived there for 40 years and we originally bought this property. Our son wanted to live there, but he has moved on and kind of started a different business there in Paonia, and I needed a different, format for himself as far as what he was doing. So our goal now, there's the old pre-HUD mobile on the property, which we store, we flip houses and have rentals. And we store our extra materials, tools and things in this house. Or pre-HUD mobile. It's a 1960 something. It's basically kind of an eyesore. But our goal is to be able to sell the home that we want to place on the 0.7 acre parcel. And to eventually maybe use some of those funds from selling the home to build us a warehouse or a storage building somewhere else and remove the pre-HUD mobile home and place maybe another home there and sell it with the 3 acre parcel of agricultural land to someone that might want a couple of horses, cows, goats, whatever. And in doing it as we're proposing it, there is really no change to the property other than an improvement ultimately in removing the pre-HUD mobile home. I would say most people in the town right now probably think that is 2 separate parcels of land and do not know anything other than that, because it really does look like that it is. And in general, it would just be, I believe, an overall improvement to the entire area and the neighbors. And all the surrounding neighbors' lots are actually, most of them are much smaller than the 0.7 acre lot that we're proposing for the one home. And other than that, I think Everett said everything pretty well. And do you have anything to add?
I just make.
Oh, my husband will introduce himself.
My name's Leonard Wiggins. I live the same address as my wife. Living in Paonia, my thoughts on the property is I've lived there. I plan to die there. I enjoy the open areas and stuff around town. The agricultural places, the people who have orchards. And I try to, I would flip houses, I recycle them. So, I mean, I take and make something that's nice or make it where it's pleasing. And, you know, taking this pre-HUD off there and putting I'd like to build a nice home there and make it a nice horse property and not intrude over onto the agricultural hayfield. If we were to have to make that an acre, Everett helped us. We spent quite a bit of time. Everett was a big help. And he, on the computer, he moved the line out to where if we made that an acre, it cuts right through the pre-HUD, which is not a big thing. It needs tore down anyway. But it goes right through the one property in the corner is a horse barn, and it's a nice horse barn. And you'd have to make it some kind of a jacked up looking lot, or, you know, it wouldn't be nice and square. It'd just be nice so we could move that over, and it'd be the same footprint as far as buildings if we just take the pre-HUD out. And I can't do it right away. I've got to wait till my funds build back up in order to do this, so. But that was my only thoughts. You know, I'm trying to, when what I do, improve the community and make things look better and provide reasonable housing to people at a reasonable price. Now, that's kind of gone out the window in the last couple of years as far as anything being reasonably priced, but that was my thoughts. Thank you.
Very good. Thank you, guys. Any comment from the board or staff?
I guess,
I have a couple of questions. So Leonard, do you plan on keeping that larger place? That's where you're gonna put your stuff? Or I guess where I'm going with this is, are we dry landing something
Well,
within the IGA of Paonia, even though they didn't respond?
well,
Temporary.
that's just a temporary thing, and it's not ideal for storage, and it was a vet building, it was Dr. Vincent's vet office. And it's got some decent storage for a few things, but not for most of what we keep. My other son that didn't live there, he lives out on Coburn Lane, and he's got a piece of property that we could build a warehouse out there. And that's what we want to do, and I'm retirement age, and my other son is eventually gonna take over this business. And it needs to be on his property. It's just a matter of getting the time and money to build this, and once we move everything out, and I would like to do this in a frame of a year or two, to build a house there and separate and sell this off. My
And you
wife would
have separate, I'm sorry, you have separate water taps for each parcel? An
Yes, ma'am.
OWTF? Okay,
Yes, we do. They both have a water tap. Our goal was to sell the parcel. They look separate as it is anyway. The other house does not face the horse pasture. It faces Stall Road. It kind of doesn't even look like it goes with it because the barn is so far away from it. And the old pre-HUD building is back in the back of it. And like I say, we would like, we kind of need the funds from selling we won't be able to build a new shop or a bit storage building, I guess I should say, for our stuff without selling this home on the 0.7 acre that we propose. And in the end, whether it's 2 years or 4 years, removing the pre-HUD building, the footprint of that, and putting a new home where it sits, and there's already a water tap, electric supply, gas supply there, it just made sense to put a new home there and include it with the horse pasture as it would face the horse pasture
Yep.
and look much more cohesive.
The one thing we haven't mentioned is if we try to sell this as one property, it's basically a cash deal if you leave that pre-HUD there. So, I mean, unless we tear that down, which forces me to build a warehouse somewhere else before we can sell it, it's a cash offer, because if somebody comes in and has this appraised, you can't get a loan on a pre-HUD that's not livable. It doesn't have a place to put a kitchen in. It was a vet office. It has 2 bathrooms in it. It's just not, I'm pretty good at fixing up places and making them sellable and look nice.
That makes it a hardship.
Yeah, I mean, that's the only hardship thing I can see about this is it's not sellable with that pre-HUD sitting there. So if we divide it off of it, then that makes one property sellable, and then we still own the one with the pre-HUD on it, and then when we get rid of it, then we'll make it sellable. If that makes sense. Thank you.
it does make, I understand. Yes, sir. And separate electrical service, all of that out there?
It is, yes. Water tap, electrical service, and natural gas service.
Oh, okay. Very good. Any other comments, questions?
And well, they actually both also do have a separate address, and they both have all their own utilities supplied.
oh, I have
So
one
how-
question.
Oh, go ahead.
No, you go ahead and finish. I've got one question
Well,
when you guys are
How
done.
it sits now, when it has 2 separate addresses, and I do apologize for not reviewing the documents before, but if it has 2 separate addresses, what is the status, the smaller lot that you guys want to split off, as far as the current size? Is it all inclusive on that? on that three acres?
Following.
I didn't catch all that. I'm not sure what she's asking.
Both homes are on two separate addresses, are currently on the same parcel.
The reason for the two addresses, is Dr. Vincent, which ran a vet business there he was there when I got there 40 years ago. He lived in the residence that we're wanting to split off and it's a double wide with a detached garage. There's a nice detached garage. He lived there and he ran his vet business out of the pre-HUD, and the pre-HUD's been added on to a couple of times. And in the horse barn, he built that so he could take care of cows and large animals. Now, he had a incident where he got kicked and he decided he didn't want to fool with horses anymore. So he quit doing that. But that's the reason for the two separate addresses and the two separate water taps and all the utilities. He had a business in one and he lived in the other one.
And as far as the county, it has one R number, I believe they call that.
One parcel.
One parcel.
Okay. That makes sense.
But the pre-HUD has no value.
No, it'll end up costing you money taking it out of there.
It will cost quite a bit of money and fingers crossed there's not much asbestos in there. So it will cost us quite a bit of money, which was part of the reason that we really need to sell the other home to make these things feasible to do.
So are you guys planning on leaving the 3.04 acres intact and irrigated
Yes,
Yes.
and attached to Norm's old house? Yeah,
attached to the pre-HUD. The goal to that is to ultimately remove the pre-HUD and
Mhm.
put a home there.
Okay.
Okay. Using the existing Pick and Mesa water tap, yes?
Yes,
Okay. So all you'd really
And
need
there
probably
is-
is septic, yeah?
there is an irrigation ditch that waters the agricultural field,
Yeah, that shares a farmer's ditch.
farmer's ditch, yeah.
So I get a quick question for staff. I can jump in there. All of your infrastructure is in. And on the bottom of page 4, it refers to a single OWTS permit, 084-88. So are they both sharing
That's a good question.
a septic system?
One septic permit on tap. I believe the owners could elaborate on how that system works.
Okay, is it can you shed some light on that? Where is the existing system and will it stay with the residents? No.
The existing system is on the parcel of the 0.7 with the home. And in order to do a new home, we would add a new
You would
septic.
have to.
Yes,
And it's still got plumbing from the old vet office.
there's,
Is running
it's
through it.
not used, but there's some in
Okay.
there. But like I say, there was never even a kitchen.
Well, I think everything is handled by other entities in the county. So any development on the 3 point whatever acres is gonna have to get a permit.
Yes,
The only thing I could see engineering, they might have some input, whether you get 2 driveways or a shared driveway access onto the main road.
it's wide.
Oh, okay. It showed on the photograph, it was really wide, it's probably for horse trailing.
Stone Road property that has the separate garage. There's a separate garage with a driveway access. It'd be easy for me to go over here. There's a separate driveway that approaches this garage. There's a pullout right there where the purple is a parking place for the house. Currently, when my son lived there, they use this driveway and pull through here. I intend to level this right up here to make it to where when it separates, to where they'll have access to that and the other house as well. And it's a simple fix with a tractor.
The driveway actually that is coming off of Bethlehem Road, it's like 3 driveways wide.
Right. It looks
It's
well over
enough
100 feet.
actually for blight both places.
He used it for vet parking business. You know,
It's a big
County
area.
engineering will clean that up.
Yeah,
I mean, you'll want a distinct access that's permitted for each house.
Sure.
That's what.
mhm. And the septic system is handled by the health department, so there really is no, I don't see any red flags or any issues at all with this. It's painfully simple split.
Yep.
All the work has been done, so for years now.
When we looked at it, we just thought it made sense.
It's just actually will end up being an improvement to the neighborhood to get rid of that, ultimately get rid of the old pre-HUD. Leaving actually a very nice large parcel for the main home on Stall Road. Actually, like I said before, it's a bigger parcel than most of the homes that surround it by quite a bit.
And there's adequate farmer's ditch water. Right now, the piece below that garage, we've had horses in it that, you know, we put them in there when they didn't have enough to eat, they'd eat hay, and there's not much grass there, but there's adequate ditch water, say if somebody moved into the house, they could have their own pasture, they could have a garden down there. There's plenty of water there to do stuff. And it's already plumbed over too there.
You mean in the main house?
For the main, the house we're talking about separate, there's water that runs
Yeah, there's a,
everywhere, it's already set up for irrigation.
yeah, there's a lot of ground there around it too, a small orchard.
Okay. Very good. Any other comments from staff or board members?
I have a question, yeah, but go ahead, somebody else.
Yeah, just a comment, just to also indicate something that wasn't mentioned, and on the concept of this from the beginning. The idea was to separate and keep an agricultural property. Part of the problem with the 1 acre split would be that it did not just go down the middle of the pre-HUD, it would also take out the barn. They didn't mention that the barn goes with the larger parcel. So there will be a large barn that goes with the agricultural parcel as well.
And doing that, we can put the house right back where the building was, and I don't take any of the horse or the agricultural ground out, it stays like that.
Okay. Very good.
Do we know, or does Pickens Mesa Water Company care? Since that was a vet's office, it would have been a commercial tap, I would think. Maybe not. It's Delta County. Does anybody have any, Everett,
Yes, we do have 2 tap numbers from Pitkin Mesa,
You pay the bill.
and they are independent. One is 165A and the other one is 165B.
but they don't designate, commercial versus residential?
No. They're
Okay,
just taps.
all right.
May I just
Okay.
say, if this variance does get approved, that will be part of the review process for the minor plat. So Pickens Mesa could comment if there was an issue.
As far as I know, I also have a Pickens Mesa tap where I live. And I know that the fees that I pay at my home and at that parcel where there's a home and then at the old vet's office are all the same. It does not appear that there is any commercial taps with Pickens Mesa Water.
Okay, I only mentioned that just in case you get to the point where you're gonna split some of the rest of it off or plummet, and Pickens Mesa doesn't like that I mean, I don't know why they would, but if it's commercial tap changed into a residential or vice versa, so I wouldn't want you to get wrecked up with Pickens Mesa on that, so.
Right.
I think that's all my questions, you guys.
That was a
I'm
good
good. I have
question.
no
Thank you.
questions.
So I guess, can I entertain a motion to either approve, conditionally approve, or deny the applicant's request?
I would make a motion that we approve project number 25-022. Recommend approval with the staff recommendations.
Can I get a second?
I would second that.
The motion has been made and seconded. That's a big word for me today, apparently. If we could all agree, please say yay. Otherwise, please say nay.
Yay.
Yes.
Yay. The motion has been made and has passed for approval on this variance request with staff recommendations, and we should be good to go. And again, I do apologize for not being aware. I apologize for holding y'all up.
Yes. That's, well, I guess I meant that as staff recommendations. but
As staff, yeah, staff recommendations, correct.
I should term that differently, probably.
You're okay.
Yeah.
Do we need to make a different motion, Mike, do you think?
Sounds good. Nope,
Okay,
all right. Think you're good.
And I'll contact you guys to follow up.
All right, that sounds good.
But I would like to thank you guys for making this happen under different circumstances. I appreciate you ladies stepping in, and I also like to thank Everett for all his help in this. It was a lot of help getting on all the ducks in a row.
Everett's good at doing that. I just wish he could keep my headless ducks in a row right now. I didn't even know about this. So I do apologize, like I said, and I'll go through my notes and see where I missed out. But I do think that this is advantageous for the county and for Paonia. So kudos to you.
Yeah, we got a little nervous with just Mike here, but they were able to track you guys down and everything worked out well.
yeah, and my
Thank all
bad,
of
I'm
you.
sorry, Dinah, I thought it was next week, that was, yeah. I don't know
Yeah,
what
we were
happened next
talking
week.
about that.
Yeah,
Cause it's an early fourth Thursday because Thursday was the first of the month, I think. So yeah, it came early.
Well, I thought it was never. So she's ahead of the game.
Oh.
I do
Well, thank
appreciate your
everyone.
guys' time and sorry for my delay. I was out working and had to race home in the middle of it to plug my phone in because it was charging. So thank you again for your time, and please definitely follow up with the county in your pursuit of your endeavors.
All right, we will.
Thank you.
Thank
Okay.
you guys. I'll
All
get in
right.
contact with you.
Yeah, give me a call, Everett.
okay, thanks, guys.
Do we have any board comment requests or referrals?
Just my apologies.
Bye-bye.
Hey,
No, I can't
thank you
even think
guys.
of anything.
Department report?
There's nothing much to report. I think we will start to probably call you all whenever we send an email out to make sure that you received it. And sorry if it was anything that we did on our end, but thanks a lot for making the effort to attend, via phone and online to make it happen. It was a pretty simple request. I mean, I think it's really kind of a good way to handle that property situation. So thanks a lot for making it happen. I had a little report, but I can send that to you. It was actually just the PC report. I thought I'd give you a little bit of an update. One update you might be interested in is that we are trying to make an amendment to the land use code for natural medicine businesses. It's in the process of bouncing back and forth between the PC and the commissioners at this point. But there's a draft there that's almost complete. We do plan on working on some other revisions of the land use code, but that'll be in future months. We also have a grant to get a permit management system. So when people apply for various land use permits or septic permits or access address permits. They can do all that online. And so we're going through and we're getting demos of different software bid proposals that we have this week and next week. And we won $170,000 grant to get a system stood up. And so that's gonna be happening over the next year. And then
Cool.
the two of you that are not in the room, sometime you'll have to meet Angela. She's our new employee, so she's been.
Hi,
running-
Angela.
She's terrific. We love her. I think the first day she answered the phone, after she got off the call, we all three came out of our office and we were like, that was fantastic. You did great. Been really wonderful ever since, and so we really appreciate her. And I think that's enough for now, but do you have any questions about anything else with the planning commission or with the planning department?
I don't. I thank you all and welcome Angela. I look forward to meeting you guys or you. I've met the rest of y'all, but I do apologize. I have no idea where my email and how I missed that. So I'll look through my notes and see if it was something on my end for sure. Well done, everyone, and thank you for diligently calling me. I looked up my sellers when I was in the listing appointment. I said, someone needs to get a hold of me. Let me see who this is.
Sorry to pester. All right, very well.
Okay,
else, Beth?
so I will adjourn this meeting.
All right,
Thank
thank
you.
you. Have a good
Thanks.
evening.
Okay, thanks all. Good to see you all. Take care.
Take
Bye,
care.
guys.
Bye.